Hello guys, Church of God here back with another video. Today we'll be reading about and the Goliath, 1 Samuel 17. So let me actually introduce you to David, this main person of the story. He was a shepherd, someone who was taking care of the sheep, like basically just a normal person who was ignored because all he did was take care of sheep, but there was a ton of drama in their city or country or whatever, um about the war with the Philistines and, well, maybe no, not the Philistines. The Philistines were gonna be in war with the Goliath and his men. And David, he was like a nobody. He was like basically looked down on, not even looked up on, like down. Like nobody even, like everybody ignored him. But he had a lot of trust in God. And let's read on. 17:4. A champion named Goliath, who was from Gath, came out of Philistine camp. His height was 6 cubits and a span. He had a bronze helmet on his head and wore a coat of scale armor of bronze weighing 5,000 shekels. On his legs, he wore bronze greaves, and a bronze javelin was slung on his back. His spear shaft was like a weaver's rod, and its iron point, just the tip of the spear, weighed 600 shekels. His shield bearer went ahead of him. Goliath stood and shouted to the ranks of Israel, "Why do you come out and line up for battle? Am I not a Philistine, and are you not the servants of Saul? Choose a man and have him come down to me. If he is able to fight and kill me, we will become your subjects. And if I overcome him and kill him, you will become our subjects and serve us." Then the Philistine said, "This day I defy the armies of Israel. Give me a man and let us fight each other." On hearing the Philistines' word, Saul and all the Israelites were dismayed and terrified. Now David was the son of Ephrathite named Jesse, who was from Bethlehem in Judah. Jesse had 8 sons. In Saul's time he was very old. Verse 14. David was the youngest. The three oldest followed Saul, but David went back and forth from Saul to tend his father's sheep at Bethlehem. For 40 days the Philistine came forward every morning and evening and took his stand. Moving on to 38. Then Saul dressed David in. Actually, let's skip back a little bit to 36. Your servant has killed both the lion and the bear. This uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them, because he has defied the armies of the living God. That was David speaking to the king. The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine. So that's a big trust in God. Saul said to David, "Go, and the Lord be with you." Then Saul dressed David in his own tunic. He put a coat of armor on him and a bronze helmet on his head. Bronze must be a very big thing in their country. David fastened on his sword over the tunic and tried walking around because was not used to them. "I cannot go in these," he said to Saul, "because I am not used to them." So he took them off. Then he took his staff in his hand, chose 5 smooth stones from the stream, put them in his shepherd's bag, and with his sling in his hand, approached the Philistine. Moving on to verse 45. David said to the Philistine, "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty God, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands, and I will strike you down and cut off your head. This very day I will give the carcasses of the Philistine army to the birds and the wild animals, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel. All those gathered here will know that there is not by sword or spear that the Lord saves. For the battle is the Lord's, and he will give all of you into our hands." As the Philistine moved closer to attack him, David ran quickly toward the battle line to meet him. Reaching into his bag and taking out a stone, he slung it and struck the Philistine on the forehead. And David, he struck the Philistine and killed him. David ran and stood over him. He took hold of the Philistine's sword and drew it from the sheath. And he killed him. He cut off his head with the sword. And when the Philistines saw that their hero was dead, they turned and ran. Then the men of Israel and Judah surged forward with a shout and pursued the Philistines to the entrance of Gath and to the gates of Ekron. Their dead were strewn along the Shuram road to Gath and Ekron. And when the Israelites returned from chasing the Philistines, they plundered their camp. Basically, guys, this is the type of trust we should have in God. We should definitely have this type of trust in God that any battle we may be facing with the enemy, any temptation, anything, we should have at least this type of trust in God that He'll help us get through it. And any trust we have in God, He will get us through it, guys. And this is actually a kind of brutal story. So viewers, be aware. Should have said that earlier. But yeah, guys, I'll be looking more into the Bible, hopefully finding more interesting stories to share with you if I haven't already told you guys all of them. Well, obviously not all, because this Bible has a ton of stories and a ton of interesting stuff. So yeah, guys, stay tuned for other regularly uploads that I may upload. I may not. We'll see, because there's a thing going on in my house this week. If I stop uploading, guys, I'll be uploading definitely at least. Guys, if I stop uploading, I don't know how often I'll be uploading again. I'm not gonna cancel this channel. It'll still be up for you guys to watch these videos, but I'll upload as soon as I can. So like and subscribe and stay tuned for my next upload, which may or may not be this week or next week or this month or whatever. Stay tuned though, guys, because I might upload, I might not. How God's will is God's will. He wants me to record, and I will. But guys, like and subscribe and hit that bell for more videos. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the story of David and the Goliath. And hopefully this video will actually, guys, help you to have trust in God. And if you know your friends are having not enough trust, tell them or tell your friends about the trust David had against the Goliath. The trust David had in the Lord. And show this video to them, actually. Comment down below, guys, what you think. And do you guys like the way I read, how they speak? Like, let me know what you think of this video, guys. Comment down below what you think. Yeah, guys, stay tuned for my other uploads. Goodbye.